Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today I wanted to discuss the differences between Karate-ka and a Kyusho-ka. And what a Karate-ka is a person that practices karate. Okay, he practices all the katas, he practices the blocks, the punches, the kicks, the waza or techniques, and tries to develop an art or a systemized method of combat or just an art using that karate and its foundation, its curriculum. Kyusho-ka does the same thing, but with Kyusho. If there isn't a set pattern of movements, however, okay, as the karate practitioner would adhere to. The Karate-ka sticks to that strict curriculum and set of moves. The Kyusho-ka is only interested in using correct tools for correct targets and correct trajectories. By that I mean you can utilize any action, okay, to get to a target with a specified weapon, okay? It's not like we have to perform a set technique. It's not like we have to perform a set movement from a kata or a bunkai or a sequence. All we're trying to do is get to a vital target. Now, in some of the Kyusho styles, you'll notice that they need to do a sequential method of striking. They have to hit 3 points, etc. Okay, they have to be in certain orders, like a fire point hits a metal point, hits a wood point for a cycle of destruction. Now, we don't adapt to that in this more realistic version of Kyusho. We're targeting anatomical structures. So if you strike a nerve, for example, you only need one strike. You don't need a sequential set of actions. All right, now it's the same thing compared to karate. Karate, you start with a defensive action like a block, okay, or a movement. And then you go into your offensive set. The Kyusho-ka is immediately going into the offensive targeting of the Kyusho target with a correct weapon. Now this comes over time, but it's more in a spontaneous type of a development. Now when you're doing the Kyusho, what happens is you will start to notice that different ideas or different body postures from karate, from tai chi, from Wing Chun, from silat, from all the different martial arts can be seen. That's because these are natural responses of the human body to get to a certain target in a certain trajectory to get the best effect off that target. Now these targets, the Kyusho targets, all need a special trajectory. That's why we didn't find them by mistake in our karate, in our boxing, in our martial arts styles of any type. They are somewhat hidden, okay, protected by nature, if you will, with varying structures like bones and muscles and tendons. And we have to get around those particular structures, that structural content of the body. And whereas you're using in karate, you're using more a bludgeoning type of an effect, you're not going to get to the underlying structures. You have to do more of a torquing or burrowing or penetrating type of an action. Now I understand in karate they have nukete, they have the bushiken, small knuckles to work with. But in modern karate, nobody uses those. What they do is they will go for just generalized targets like the head, the body. And yes, of course, there are a couple of karateka that will stick a thumb or a bushiken into someone's eye or neck. Okay, vital targets like the groin, the throat, the eyes, the ears is what they're targeting. All right, and in a prior video, I tongue-in-cheekly said an eye, for example, isn't really a vital target because you can go without your eyes and still live, okay? What we're talking about is the functionality of the body, okay, and the ability of the body to fight back, even to be viable in an offensive action against you. So the Kyusho-ka and the Karate-ka both study their arts, their styles, their methods, their Scientology, if you will. Okay, but the difference is it's not a set mechanized set of movements. It's a freestyle adaptation to the targets of the opponent, the weaker anatomical targets. And that's what differentiates the both stylistic manners. And that goes for all the arts. Okay, you have Tai Chi, again, Wing Chun, Tang Soo Do, whatever the art may be. And you have these certain patterns and things that you adhere to and try to develop your body actions, responses, and reactions in accordance to those postures, those katas, those techniques. In Kyusho, you have no set rules on how you move your body. You develop naturally. Okay, you don't develop according to a set of rules. All you're doing is developing in accordance to a set of targets and the best tools to use on those targets. So there's a huge difference, and because of that, I believe there's a shorter learning time curve. All right, because if you can work with your own body instead of working against your body to adapt to someone else's body actions, then you are getting better by yourself faster because you don't have those restrictions. You're free to concentrate on the targets. You're free to do whatever you can to get there. You don't have to make that link on, I have to move my body this particular way. And when you get into a real situation, the less thinking, the more simplistic it is in design, the better you're going to be at adapting it to that particular situation, especially under heavy stress. So those are the differences I see between Karate-ka or Tai Chi-ka, or however you would say, all the different arts, the practitioners of all the different styles, and a practitioner of Kyusho. And that's why we don't have ranks in the Kyusho international system. We have levels, okay, of experience. Are you experienced with arm targets? Are you experienced with head targets? It's not dependent on a set of moves you can remember or do. It's not set on a number of targets or their names that you can call out or do. It's based on how you naturally access different areas of different vital targets on the human body of an opponent that's actually in motion, not standing, in actual motion, in spontaneous ways. So there's a huge difference, and again, shorter learning curve because of that natural adaptation of self into art, rather art into self. That's the difference. Thanks for watching.